Hey guys, it's operations time. Happy New Year, everyone, and I hope you guys had a good New Year's Eve and all that stuff. But hey, we're gonna do some operations here today to kick off the weekend and the new year, and we're gonna do something a little bit different. A lot of times I talk about, well, this is the way I do it when I'm doing a video, but this is the way I do it when I'm really doing it without doing a video. And I figured, well, I'm gonna show you how I do it when I'm not doing a video. So, and what prompted all of this was I got my latest issue of Model Railroad Craftsman, and there was a nice article because you know me, operations guy. The first thing I do is I swing back here and I take a look at. Now I gotta get to it. There we go. I take a look at the articles related to operations here, and so there was a nice article here. The Millen branch, whatever, expanding operations on a small layout, and two kind of things to take away from this this article here. Let me kind of skip back over here to the back of it and just show you. Now that might be a little bit bright, but it kind of talks about Ops Buddy, which is a spreadsheet-based system of running operations and creating switch lists, which incorporates sort of the concepts of Dungeons and Dragons, D&D, using dice to, you know, kind of roll for different situations and things like that, which is basically what I've been doing, right? And that was the whole concept. My idea also, you know, or not really my idea, but, you know, the way I did it, that's where it came from. Came from my background playing, you know, D&D type games. And so I've actually downloaded the Ops Buddy spreadsheet because it's got a couple nice things I like about it. And, you know, I'm always trying to find something new. So I'm currently in the process of taking a look at that and trying to modify it for my layout. And then we'll see in future videos how I do that, because I think there's some good concepts in there that I can add into the way that I do things. Now, one of the other things that the article talks about is really kind of going through the motions of what happens in the real world with the conductor, you know, getting on the train, getting off the train, and, you know, actually kind of slowing things down and taking your time here. And you can see here, he's got a little conductor right there, and he's put a little, I don't know, a little tab on his back right there, and he's got, so he can grab him with the pair of tweezers and kind of just move him around as he's, you know, doing his switching and stuff like that. So kind of going through the motions of, you know, not just thinking, well, where's my conductor, and do I need to kind of, you know where he's at and that sort of thing. And then you actually take a physical conductor and you put him where he's supposed to be, and you kind of go through those sort of, well, gameplay motions, because that's really what we're doing here when we're doing operations. We're sort of simulating what's happening in the real world, or in our little sort of make-believe world here, and that sort of goes along with the same concepts of playing you know, a D&D or Dungeons and Dragons type games, where you kind of use your imagination. You have a make-believe play board here, which is kind of, this is our D&D board right here, and these are all our characters, our little cars and locomotives and things like that. And this is just another way of incorporating our actual conductors and even our engineers in some cases. So to that end, I think that's what we're gonna, and that, well, to step back just a little bit, that's actually what I do. So I have my little guys right here, and I use them, you know, Mr. Torres and Mr. Sanford, and I've got engineer Rick there with his dog Benjamin. And you know, when I'm not doing a video, I'm actually using those guys in that sort of way. But I figured, you know, it's kind of nice to just, you know, show you how I do that. And, excuse me, maybe you guys can incorporate that into your own way of running operations on your layout. And so, in preparations, what I did was I took Mr. Torres over here, and as you can see, I gave him a little bit bigger base. Now, the bases on most of my little characters right here are rather small, and that's so that I can fit them onto the actual locomotives. So if I take this guy here, now I'm swinging this around a little bit, but I can kind of slip him in, and he will stay on the front of the locomotive right there. But what that doesn't allow me to do, it gets a little hokey when you try to get them to stand up on the ground over here, because you really need a bigger base to do that. And like I said, normally when I'm doing this, off camera, I'm kind of taking my time, having some fun and stuff like that. But I thought, you know what I should do? I really should have a larger base. And so what I did here, we'll take a look at Mr. Torres right here. I took a little piece of styrene and, cut it out. Actually, I had the pre-cut ones. They come in the little squares, which are, you can see the squares right there that all the guys are standing on. That's what I use. So one of those little square things, I super glued him down onto there and painted it gray to kind of match the general ballast of my layout. And we're going to go through the motions here. And we're also going to use my locks, which a lot of people talk about or have questions in regards to, why do I have locks on my fascia? Well, that's part of the deal here, part of the gameplay here. So we're going to sort of go through the motions here, and I figured we'll pick up a box car, we'll take it down to Huntington Beach, down to Surfers Outlet, and we'll see how it all goes. So let's get the locomotive over here fired up. First off, now while the locomotive is starting up, get ready. This might be a longer video. I don't know how long it's going to be. We're only going to do one box car, but you'll see that just that one box car will take quite a bit of time if you slow things down and kind of go through the motions here of what's actually going on. All right, let's get our lights on here. There we go. All right. We're all ready to roll over here, so we're going to go ahead and pull out now. The box car that we're going to have is the one that's sitting in the background right there. So we're going to go ahead and grab that guy. And as we're pulling out of here, now I'm going to assume that the turnouts here in the yard are controlled by the well, let's go all the way. They're controlled by the conductor right here. So let's spin around over here. And we'll watch our locomotive run out over here. And we're already getting to our little slow part over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Mr. Torres. He's going to jump off of the train here, off of the locomotive, and he's going to stand over here. You got to wait for Engineer Rick to go by, and then he can go ahead and change all of the turnouts over here. Now, in the real world at Los Nitos Yard there, I believe most of the turnouts, because it's a small little sort of sub-yard, I don't know what you would call it, but from videos that I've seen, the turnouts are all just manually thrown, and so that's why we're doing this. So we're going to take into account Mr. Torres, our conductor here, he's got to go. He's got to do all this stuff, right? So we're gonna move him around over here, and this one here looks good. So he'll radio back to Engineer Rick, and we'll start running back over here. Now we're gonna stop over here and pick him up too, so he doesn't have to run all the way back to our box car. Now here's where it would be nice if we could just kind of keep him on the locomotive, but we're gonna sort of take him off the playing board here, so to speak, and make believe that he is inside of the locomotive here, or at least maybe hanging onto the railing there. Now, being that this is HO scale, I've seen different guys, doing different things with the figures, and you can get them so they can. Stay on the locomotives and so forth, but I've yet to find a really good way of getting them so that they can do a little bit of everything. Stay on the ground easy, all that sort of stuff. Now we're going to stop over here because Mr. Torres, he's got to jump off the locomotive here. He's got to come over here, and he's going to keep an eye on the coupling right there. Ooh, take it easy there, Mr. Rick there. Hold on. All right, looking good. Let's give it a little stretch. All right, and now while Mr. Torres there gets the air hoses set up and all that, we'll give him a few seconds to do that, and then we're gonna head on out. No, he's back up into the locomotive cab right there, and we're ready to get out of here. Head on down to Huntington Beach. Now, as we're running out, I was going to say I have seen other guys doing, magnets. So put a little piece of metal instead of, like I have styrene for Mr. Torres there as his little stand, but instead use a metal type of platform for him to be attached to, and then use little mini magnets that you can buy online and place those throughout the different locations where he would be getting off and actually, sitting and standing and stuff like that. And that makes it kind of easy, granted, but unfortunately, you'd have to have a lot of magnets, and you got to kind of figure out where the magnets are, and then you're kind of stopping the train in specific locations where you got to have him get off so you can get the figure to get off and get on the magnet. And I don't know. I just didn't want to go down that route, so that's why I use the larger little platform, and I sacrifice the fact that I'm going to actually have him on the locomotive. All right, so as we're running on out, we'll follow our train here. As we head on down to Huntington Beach, I'll take this time to say, well, hope everybody had a good Christmas and the holidays and New Year's. And here's hoping 2024 is even better. Ooh, looking nice. Now another thing that I do here is I try to run at scale speeds, or at least down on my line here that I model. I think the maximum is probably like 20 or something like that. So I tend to keep it a little bit slower. Now, I haven't really, clocked myself when I'm out here doing this sort of thing, by myself. So I don't actually know how long this video is going to be, but we're all going to find out. Got a honk for the horses here. Mr. Torres, he's in there waving to them. Alright, we come to our first little stop over here. And I know I'm going to be moving the camera around over here, but it's I got to do it to show you guys what I'm talking about here. All right, here we go, Mr. Torres. Come on out. I got him in my pocket. You know what I mean? There he is. Now, Mr. Torres jumps out there to unlock that turnout, and that is why I have these little locks right here. So we're going to simulate that. I'm going to go ahead and obviously I don't have multiple hands, but I'm going to go ahead and unlock it. And then I'll show you. There you go. I've unlocked it, and Mr. Torres has unlocked it. He can now flip that over. Now, since we're going to be down in Huntington Beach quite a bit, going back and forth and such, we're going to go ahead and pull through. Then he's going to move the turnout back to the other main line, I guess. It's both main lines here, but one of them heads down to Orange and Santa Ana. And this one here comes around in Anaheim and Staten and heads down to Huntington Beach. So we're going to cruise on by right here, wait for the train to come by. Ooh, just a little bit longer, a little bit more there, Mr. Rick. Okay. There we go. Now we can go ahead and change the turnout, and I'm going to come back down to my little lock on the fascia and go ahead and lock it up. Now granted, we got to do a little bit of compression over here because we're already down here towards the other turnout, and we're kind of in luck. It's actually thrown into the correct position. So Mr. Torres, he's just going to wander back up, get into the cab, and we're going to continue on. And I'm just kind of looking ahead over here, and I can see that we have got 3 boxcars over at Surfers Outlet. 2 of them we're going to pick up. One of them is the off-spot car, so it's just going to get repositioned from where it is to get serviced by the industry, along with our little UP brown box car right here, nicely weathered, by the way, I should say. Just recently weathered. Well, I'm going to try to place the camera over here where we can get a good view of the action here. I'm getting like a fat fingering my controller there. All right, so let's see here. Let's take a quick gander at what we're looking at over here. So we swing across the street over here. Here's our 3 boxcars, the 2 yellow ones we're going to be picking up and taking back to the yard with us. The blue one over here is our off-spot car, and we're going to be moving that one from right there into one of the positions over there. So let's see here. First off, I guess we're going to run into the industry, and we will... No, I'm not sure what we're going to do here. Let's see. Here's where we got to kind of think about things, so it takes a little bit. I think what we're going to do is we're going to drop off our 1 boxcar right there. We'll disconnect, and then we got to do a runaround first so that we can kind of go in and out sort of thing. So Mr. Torres, head on bent down there. All right, here we go. Well, let me see if I can plop the camera down here. You can see all the action. So, Mr. Torres, even though he's over there in the rails, nobody else comes down this way. So he's good there on the other side. We'll go ahead and get disconnected over here. Pull forward a little bit. Looking good. I'm going to reposition my camera right here. Right there. Now he has got to head all the way down. He's going to get on the front of the train over here because I forgot my controller on the other end over here. There we go. Let's do this. Let me put the camera right here for right now. There we go. All right, so now we can head on across the street and get our runaround done. Get some dirty track there. been a little dusty here and a little cooler, so a little temperature changes in the garage make for not the greatest connectivity right over there. All right, we'll stop over here and let's let Mr. Torres hop on out over here. Now again, he's going to change that turnout for us, but I got another lock on the fascia there for the turnout, so I got to open that sucker up, and he can move that over. Now we're going to move the locomotive across because we got to put that turnout back. But what I'm going to do right now really quick, I'm going to just pause the video, come right back. You won't even know it, but I'm going to clean the track right over there. Alright, everything's looking good. Let's go ahead and get the locomotive across the street here. That sounded a little better. And just give the rails and the points and stuff like that a little wipe down there with some CRC, really quick. And we'll stop just past the street over here, because Mr. Torres here in our little gaming world here, he's got to turn that. He's got to turn that, and then he's got to lock the lock over here. So let me do that. Wish I had 3 hands, but there you go, locked up. And then he's got to successfully navigate across the street without getting run over, get back on the locomotive. And we're off. Now we'll have to do the same thing with the switch back there before we do our run around. And again, this is all to sort of slow down the pace of things, right? That's the whole point of switching layout, especially just, well, you know, sort of end of the line here, the last mile, whatever you want to call it. That's what layouts like this are all about. We have a whole bunch of fun with a little bit of space, right? Ooh, that big thing, wow. Anyway, I digress here. So we gotta get switched out over here. So Mr. Torres, if I can find him in my pocket. That's the new way of doing it. Now normally, like I said, if I had a smaller platform for him, I could get him to stay, you know, sort of on the front end right there or something like that. But actually he'd probably in real life get into the cab and then get out. So I think we're kind of good over here. All right, unlock the lock over there, Mr. Torres. Here, you keep an eye on him. There's a lot of weirdos over in this end of the layout. You know, we're right by the overpass there. Make sure we don't run any of those freaks over. All right, here we go. We're good right there. Let's go ahead and I'll give you the weird shot here. I don't think I've ever had a shot going down this way. All right, we'll lock that up. Or I should say, switch it, turn it, and then lock it up. Now we can come back, pick up Mr. Torres. He gets back in the cab in the comfort and warmth of my little cab pocket. We head back down here, and we're gonna get our box car, and then we can start shoving back and actually start doing something in the industry here. So you can see how long this is taking, and you know, man, we're only like I don't even know, we're halfway done yet. All right, let's stop right there. Once again, a lot of running around for our conductors here. Now, obviously I could put them over here too, a little bit closer. All right. Bring it on up there, Mr. Engineer Rick. Ooh, looking good, looking good. All right, so now, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out here. We got a good connection because we're gonna be shoving back into the industry. So you got a couple of different little options over here. Mr. Torres there, he could just be on the front over here, or maybe on the back side of one car, because we got to shove back a little ways. And I think it just depends on the temperature there. What do you think? If it's a nice warm sunny day, he might just be hanging out on the tail end of that boxcar right there, or I should say on the front end of the boxcar now. As we head back down the line a little bit, you know, we're doing that compression thing again. This might be a couple miles from where we just were to where we are right now. Alright, and he hops off the back, and he's gonna come over here. Ooh, you gotta turn around there, Mr. Torres. We got another lock to unlock down here. And he can turn that. He's gonna leave it unlocked, but now he is definitely gonna be riding the car over here. Now, I'll just kind of show you this just for the heck of it. You can use a little marker or something like that. You can use a little figure like that and just kind of put them on top, right? It doesn't look very realistic, but hey, it works too, you know, just to kind of signify where he is. Now, I've seen other guys use, you know, different things, maybe just like a little pebble or a little block of wood or whatever, a nut, you know, anything to signify your conductor right there. And since we got our little guy right here, we'll just put him up on top. Kind of signify that he is riding the side of the boxcar right there down into the industry. Now, I don't know if he really would right here. I'm guessing this little section right here, he would probably be over here, maybe doing a little bit of street blocking, right? So we can signify that too. And I'm just doing this to kind of show you the different options that you have, you know, depending on your own industries and how they're set up and that kind of thing. All right, now that we're over here and we're ready to connect up, we got to move Mr. Torres here. I guess this can kind of be like the conductor board game, you know? All right, we'll grab our first two set of cars here, our off-spot blue car, and bang, there we go, super, and it's already connected up to our other yellow car right there. We just got to grab the next one over here. But in order to do that, Mr. Torres got to head all the way over there. Now, I'm not going to be sticking him back there, so I'm just going to make believe he's back there, but I am going to take the time to pick him up and move him to where he's supposed to be, right? Again, this is all part of the game. So he's back there behind the wall, technically. And there we go. We got our car. Give it a little stretch, make sure we got everybody. All right, now seeing as this ain't such a big industry right here, while the locomotive is pulling these guys out, Mr. Torres is gonna run all the way up here. I mean, I guess he could kind of hang out on the back end, but Maybe that's what he did, but anyway, we're gonna signify that here by taking him and putting him right over here, because he's either riding at the back end of the train here, just holding on, or he's at least walking up, since it's technically just like, well, 4 or 5 boxcars length. Because he's got to come over here to this turnout eventually. And change it over again. So here we go. We'll grab him, we'll put him over here. He's going to change the turnout right there. Now remember, we already unlocked it and we did not lock it back up, because we're working in and out over here. We're going to take our 2 yellow cars, drop them off. Mr. Torres getting a workout here today. And actually, since he's going to be doing a disconnect here between these cars, we're going to stop right about here. We'll pick them up, let them grab hold of these cars here. Now this is where I've seen, like I said, I've seen other guys that have, you know, they have figures with like, you know, their arms got a little hook or something like that, so they can easily hook them onto the box car or whatever, and you know, looks a little better. Hey, anything that you want to do, but go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? Don't just run the train back and forth like it's a, I don't know, like it's an RC car or something. Actually go through the motions and slow things down over here a little bit. We're going to keep shoving back over here, and our conductor, who is hanging out on that blue car there, he'll tell us when it's good to go. Right there is good. Alright, so obviously he's going to get off. He's going to be over yonder, getting the cars disconnected. Actually, he's running around trying to find the the chopstick to help disconnect the cars here too. We'll drop the 2 yellows off. All right, give it a little stretch here. Oop, wrong way there, Engineer Rick. Ay, ay, ay. All right, there we go. All right, now pull forward a little bit. There we go, that looks good. And again, we'll just we'll put him up here just to make believe that he is hanging on to the side of the car right there to get across the street. It's like, bring it forward 3. One more to go. And that'll do right there. Let's see if I can get the camera down here someplace decent. All right. So he's going to pop off, come over here. And again, this turnout's still unlocked. So he's going to shove back here. And as we're kind of moving down there, I'm actually going to grab him, because kind of hard to reach back there once the train is over there. But we will simulate that we stop right here and we actually pick him up. We let him get down on the front end of the locomotive right there, number 1213. And again, you can do it however you want. You can make believe that he came over here to block the street a little bit, or, you know, whatever. Oh, we got 2 cars to drop off. Now we got 2 different doors here, and unfortunately, we gotta separate each car. So what we're gonna do here is stop for the moment, I'm gonna put the camera down here. Mr. Torres now, he's got to hop off, and since it's a little tight squeeze back here, I'm just gonna put him right over here. We're gonna make believe that he's actually not, you know, right over here. He's over here behind the wall, keeping an eye on exactly where the car needs to go. So we got about half a car to go right here. And that'll do right there. He's going to help us disconnect here. There we go. All right. And we got to pull it forward about 15 feet or so. And that'll do right there. So we're going to pick him up. We're going to move him. He's back here in between the boxcar and the locomotive. All right, let's see. Let me get the camera back up here. So again, I've just kind of put him over here just to signify that he's back there. And he's back on the locomotive over here on the front end. We're ready to come out of the street here, or come across the street, I should say. And again, we could have kind of put them up on top of the hood or something like that, but I don't know, it just looks a little hokey. I don't mind putting them on top of the box car. All right, we'll stop over here so he can get out. Oop, there goes my my chopstick out of my pocket. All right, he's gonna go ahead, turn the turnout here and lock the lock on my fascia right there. Now, this case, we just got to back up over here. I know I'm swinging the camera around, and grab our 2 yellow pickups, and we're done. So he's going to hop back on. Now, just for the heck of it, I will put him up over here. See, now normally I would put him on the, you know, the front rail right there, but with the new larger sort of square. Ooh, wrong way, Mr. Engineer Rick there. Come on. We can't quite fit him in there. So we'll just make believe that he's over there at the front of the train. And it might look a little goofy and whatnot, and this might be new to you. Ooh, let's hold on right there. Right before we connect up, so he probably would get off. I don't know. And he'd get off and he'd be sitting over here behind the bushes, or, you know, over there before we connect up. Oop. Ah, beautiful, beautiful connection there. And then he'd come over here to the dumpster and say hello to the kitties right there. Ooh, give him a couple scraps of his fish tacos, huh? Now, there's other things you can do here too. You know, now I'm obviously not a real-world railroader, but you know, I know that there's you gotta kind of power up the brakes, or not power them up, but you know, charge them up. We only got 2 cars here, so it's not a big deal. I think I would go quick, but we can kind of simulate that we got to pressurize and do a brake test, and also, you know, say putting on the handbrakes. You can take a little time for that. You can kind of put the conductor over there and make believe that he's got to hit the handbrake. You know, if your controller has a handbrake sound or something, you can kind of do that. Now right here, I'm going to simulate that we're just kind of powering up the, doing a brake test. I don't even know how the heck that's done. I think it's like they charge the air lines here, and that's why I've got my locomotive kind of revving up a little bit. Luckily, nobody's getting blocked on the street right here, but that's it. Of course, it would help if we went the right way. All right, off we go, Mr. Torres, Engineer Rick. We're back in the cab over there, and we're heading on out. No fish tacos over here this time. We can follow our train all the way out, and remember, we got to do one more stop over here. We're going to do this all the way to the yard, just to see how long this whole little exercise takes us. Because, like I said, this is generally what I do when I'm running the trains by myself and not filming, but not always. And so I don't actually know how long this would take us. But we got to get off over here, and Mr. Torres right here, he's got to come over here and switch our turnout right there. There he is. Go ahead and prop this camera up a little bit better. There we go. All right, now we got another lock on the fascia. Got to do that. So he's going to unlock it, but now we got to put it back after the train passes. So he'll radio over and give me a hand signal there. We'll go ahead and move on up. We'll bring the camera back here a little bit. You get a better view of the action. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. One more car to go. And that'll do right there. Alright, so he'll close out our turnout and he'll lock the lock down here on the fascia. Now we got a couple options right over here. Now Mr. Torres there could run up to the locomotives, but we can also, and I've seen this in the real world there, especially if you got quite a few cars. He's been running around quite a bit there. His legs are getting a little sore, so we'll go ahead and shove back to pick up our little industrious conductor there, so he doesn't get too exhausted and fall over. And like I said, I've seen this in the real world. Engineers are usually pretty nice to their conductors there. They don't want them getting too tired. So we'll shove all the way back. He'll get into the locomotive right there, and now we are able to go. Wow, look at this, I just found something. Look at that. Little scrap metal right there. All right. Sorry, I'm digressing, but that's how it goes. All right, we're ready to head on out. Well, if we really wanted to, we could stop over here and check out the horses, but hey, we ain't got time. This is a timed event over here. We're trying to figure out how long it would take me to drop off one boxcar and pick two up. If we slow things down and have a little fun playing a little D&D. Play a little D&D type action with our layouts here. Now all these little concepts of rolling dice and kind of make-believe where the conductor is, make-believe we're switching and unlocking the turnouts here. It all kind of falls into the same sort of, I think general idea. So I think that's why a lot of railroaders, they're open to, or model railroaders I should say, are open to doing some of these activities. taking some of these ideas and incorporating them into their own operating sessions. Well, we're gonna let these guys roll back out. I'm gonna back out and close my swing up bridge right here. There we go. I'll give you a better look at it. A little creaky there today. But when you kind of think about it, and I know a lot of guys here probably maybe are not D&Ders, or you're not Dungeons and Dragons gamers, but I think deep down inside you actually really are, because a lot of the concepts are sort of the same. We have our layouts, which is sort of our like playing board. Now, one thing I'm going to do over here, I'm going to make believe like somebody else came out there and switched that while we were out doing our switching. But like I was saying, our layouts are kind of like big game boards, and then we play our little game here, and instead of wizards and mages and thieves and all those sorts of characters. Our characters are our locomotives and our engineers and our conductors and our boxcars and things like that. So deep down inside, I think most model railroaders are actually they're gamers. All right, we'll shut down over here. Call it a day. I think my button is sticking. That's why my brake release is going off all the time. All right, there, Mr. Torres, you did a pretty good job. As I knock things over here, stay put there. I gotta glue these things down. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that little exercise in operations here. I think it was kind of fun. I had a good time doing it, even though I had to screw around with the camera and everything. But hey, that's the way I kind of do it when I'm not filming. And just having a little bit of fun. You don't need to have a lot of railroad to actually take up quite a bit of time and have quite a bit of fun playing our little adventure here. All right, guys, hope you have a good weekend. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.